Hi guys, Lady Random here and welcome back to some more Feed the Beast Inventions. Right, so okay, last episode we were making random things that we couldn't remember what it was we were supposed to be making. And this week there is another slightly random thing that we have, which is this here that was kind of left over in the chest, all bar this little beaut here. And I'm going to pop it into the crafting bench. And we are going to be making a compressor. So it's another IC2 machine. So that is the compressor made. Now that is actually forming... Ooh, epic squeeze. Perfect. It's actually forming part of the bits that we actually need for the industrial grinder. Which we need, I believe, for making this, this quarry. I think, anyway. We need to do something with it, and it forms, I think it's part of the, try and find the right bit, yeah, this here, so the advanced machine casing. So maybe the basic machine casing, that was pretty easy to make, that was just the iron plates. But with this, we've got steel plates, so we'll obviously need to be making refined iron or steel again, but at least we know now we can make refined iron. But we need this stuff, which is carbon plate, and that is made in a compressor from raw carbon mesh, which is made from raw carbon fibre, which is made from coal powder. Not at all grindy, right? So yeah, that explains some of what I was up to. So yeah, we can now get this machine. Yeah, we'll pop it there. I think so. That will now charge up. So that means that we are now able to make our carbon mesh. I think it was, wasn't it? Carbon plate, yeah. So there we go. That gives us, I think, just make sure we don't need any other machines actually to make this. No, it's literally just in the compressor, and that's just shapeless crafting. That's cool. That's what I thought. But yeah, so there we go. So that is another machine down. See our metals chest from last episode. That is busy working away nicely. I'll show you just very quickly down here. We are starting to dig out a new area, and I want this area to be used where I can try and set up some kind of mob farms. Ideally, I would like to try and catch a blizz in one of the reusable safari nets, so I can then create one of, it is the grinder, isn't it, or the auto spawner. Still one word. Auto spawner. I really actually hope this actually has this. Let's just try spawner. I'm sure this has got it in here. If it hasn't, it might thwart my plans entirely. We've got powered spawners, haven't we? Okay. Ah, there it is. Yep. So the auto hyphen spawner, that's why I couldn't find it. So it's the MFR auto spawner. So not particularly terrible to make, but we do need nether wart. We will need emeralds. We will need magma cream in order to actually make this. So we have got to try and find a better way of getting into the nether, hopefully without everything wanting to kill us. But yeah, I want to try and catch a blizz, or probably even a blaze, if we're actually out that way anyway. And set that up to grind for the blaze rods, which we'll be able to use for our EMC here. One other thing that I did find as well, I've been getting bones out of here, and using those bones then to exchange back into the blitz rods. However, something I discovered. With a bone, you have an exchange energy of 48. With bone meal, you get an exchange energy of 16. Now, come with me down to our little old friend here, the macerator. If I stick a bone into the macerator and let it macerate, oh so slowly, we end up with, it jumps into there, 4 bone meal. So 4 bone meal at 16. What does that give us? 64 exchange energy. So we're actually getting more exchange energy out of bone meal than out of bones. So we can throw that back in and actually get a bit more. So we found a little bit of a sneaky, I don't know, I suppose you could say we're exploiting this ever so slightly. You could argue it's cheaty, however, it's within the game mechanics that bones get ground down. Now there was something that was way back when I used to play Tekkit that you used to be able to put bones and blaze rods through a macerator, and then you were able to kind of reassemble them again, but you always had 1 left over. So you used to grind them through and get 3. You needed 2 to put it back again, and then that left you a spare 1, which kind of went through, and that's sort of where you built up your excess EMC from. However, blitz rods, I've already tried it. They don't actually go through the macerator. Blaze rods, I don't know. That's something that we'll have to find out, because that might mean that we actually get a better source of EMC using blaze powder if the same effect actually happens from that. So yeah, we can make a little bit of use of the exploit. So I'm still going to continue, because obviously if I've got stuff in here, it's cheaper for me to get bones out, but I'll run the bones through the macerator and I'll use the bone meal to exchange back for the blitz rods, just for the time being anyway. So there we go. Why don't we just have a little sleepy? There we go. Ha! I hear you. My God, look at the creepers out there. Hello, Mr. Skelly. Yeah, we'll let them carry on. Right, so what else? We wanted to, or I wanted even, to try and find a way of sort of making our coke making a little bit more automated, because at the moment it's very reliant on me being around and taking stuff sort of in and out every time we get a stack of wood and we get a stack of charcoal. And I was trying to figure out ways that we could actually do this. Now what I've set up, at the moment I can't make the Ender IO conduits, and I don't know whether they actually work with this. I'm pretty sure they do, but right now I don't have any Ender pearls, and it's not for the want of trying, but it does mean that I can't make the Ender IO item conduits. So I had to find another way. So what I've done at the moment is I've got a chest set up that goes into a hopper, which goes into the coke oven, and that's just filled up with logs. So I just keep that topped up from here. So I take half of whatever the Steve's cart thingy, farm, wood farm, tree farm, whatever that's actually producing, and I stick that into the chest, which means we've got a constant flow of logs going into the coke oven. The issue was actually getting the charcoal out, so we weren't ending up in situations where it was just stacking up like so. So way back again, back in the days of Tekkit, I used to use the Buildcraft transport pipes. And you have the diamond transport pipe, which is one that you can actually use where you can sort. So I've got it sorting for pulling coke out. And you use the wooden transport pipe. It's the one that you can actually power to allow the items to be sucked out of where you want them. So I want to try and pull these out. Now the only way you can power them is with one of these, which is the Buildcraft Redstone engine. Now they look a little bit different now from when I use them, but basically this part here needs to be directed into your pipe, and then you've effectively almost got, I suppose it's a bit like bellows for want of a better word, that just needs a redstone signal. So I just use just a lever like so, and you can see that starts it going. Now what you'll notice with it is that this part here will actually, as the engine warms up, it will start to change colour. So it will go to green, and then its optimum kind of running speed is between sort of green and yellow. if it gets to red and it stays at red for too long, it can explode. Hence the reason why I've actually got this sort of powered on and off. So as you can see, it's now starting to pull through the charcoal. So sucking it out of here. So we can see that start to pull out of this here. It's not particularly quick, but then that's not a massive problem because let's face it, producing the charcoal is not a quick process. It takes forever. So it does mean that I can kind of walk away for a few minutes. There you go. You can see it's now at green and it's sped up a little bit. So it's going to carry on pulling things through, and it's pulling it through a little bit faster now as well. So before we were getting quite a slow feed, we're now getting through sort of a good strong quick feed. So it's very nearly cleared all of that out. But you've still got a bit of a thing in so much as that if this was kept running and it's not pulling any items through because everything was pulled out of the coke oven, then potentially that could start going to red, and if it's not sucking items through, then that's when it could potentially explode. So all I've done is it just means that I can switch it on for a few minutes, pull everything through, go off, do something else, come back, and this can carry on doing what it needs to do. So yeah, there we go. There is a nice chest starting to fill up quite nicely with charcoal. So yeah, it's not automated because this is not the perfect solution, but it is a solution of sorts. However, the other issue that we've had is with this and with the creosote, and to be fair, we can't really do a great deal with it at the moment. I've obviously got my jabber barrel in there which is full of stuff, but I want to find a better way of getting rid of this creosote because I don't need it. Anybody who has been following my series on Crackpack 2.0 will know that I have a coke oven set up, and that is set up to go into a fluid trash can. However, these don't exist, I think, as we found out when we started to try and look at this at the point we set the coke oven up here. But there is another solution, and it is another Buildcraft solution. So what we've actually got is something which is called a fluid void pipe, which is, or a void fluid pipe even, which is this here. So that destroys fluids at 10 megabuckets per tick, which is fine. That will work perfectly for us. So for that, we just need pipe sealant, and we need a void transport pipe. Void transport pipe, dead easy to make. That's literally just sort of, we can use zinc sacks for that, glass and redstone, and that'll give us 8 of those. So why don't we very quick, let's just throw this melon into here, shall we? Bye bye melon. Okay, can't throw the melon into there. Let's throw the melon into the food chest then, because that be all filled up. Okay, so we need a piece of redstone. I'm pretty sure we've got glass. Yeah, we've got glass in here. And it was pipe sealant. Is it pipe sealant? No, black dye. Now I think we have got... Yeah, there we go. We have got some int sacks. It's kind of a shame to use them for this, but hey. So there, and there. That gives us our void transport pipe, which is all good. And then we need the pipe sealant. And the pipe sealant, dead easy. That is simply a bit of cactus green. I'm pretty sure in here I have got cactus. And why don't we just stick it into our electric furnace downstairs very quickly, rather than churn our way through a load of coal that we really don't need. So we'll just pop that in there for the moment. Right, there's our cactus green. Excellent. We can do that down here. We can just do... Ooh. Ah, there we go. Need to make it into that first. And then our pipe. There we go. And then we have our void pipe. Now, what I don't know is whether we actually need, again, to have a wooden fluid extraction pipe to start drawing out, or whether we can just put this straight on. So for the minute, let's take these bits back. They've bounced over that way. Thank you very much. And let's see if we can attach our pipe there. And is that just going to pull stuff out? Okay, so it looks like we might need a redstone engine to operate that as well. So let's grab that back. I'm pretty sure I have already got some wooden fluid pipes. That's wooden transport pipes. I'm sure I had made at some point some wooden fluid pipes, but maybe not. That's a temperate fluid duct. That's just a wooden transport pipe. Let's put those void transport pipes there. Right, so I think we might need to make a wooden fluid extraction pipe. Okay, but that's fine. That's just a wooden transport pipe, and that's another. See, I should have made more cactus green, really, shouldn't I? Let's whiz that downstairs. Should have known, Buildcraft. Should have known. Stick that in there. There we go. So much quicker. So let's grab ourselves one of the wooden transport pipes. Let's make our pipe sealant. So that gives us one of those. Now I'd imagine we are going to need to make another redstone engine. But as they are actually really quite simple to make, I don't really have a problem with that. So we just need a piston, we need glass, we need planks. That's fine. We'll come over here, we can get a piston out of here. And we can get the wooden gears out of here as well. Need two of them. Planks that are in my inventory, there is a reason for that, so I'm going to leave those there. So it's 1, 2, 3 of those. And glass, that was it. I'm pretty sure we could just do it with normal glass as well. So it's kind of nice, I can actually show you how to make one of these anyway. So there we go, so it's your three of those, piston at the bottom, glass in the middle, 2 gears, there's your redstone engine, and we'll just grab ourselves another lever out of here as well. There we go. Come on, thank you. Is it night again? Quick sleep. There we go. So we're probably okay to do, I would think, is we'll have the 2 redstone engines next to each other. So that is our fluid pipe there into our void duct, like so. Oh, grab our engine back. And we need to be able to attach that there like so. Now this should be okay to start pulling stuff out. Let's see, is that pulling? There we go. It's kicked in. So that's now pulled out all of that. That's now gone into the void. So that means we can fairly quickly just sort of let that build up. We've obviously got, what's it, 64,000 megabuckets, so yeah, there's really no massive urgency on that, but we have a way of now disposing of all of that fluid without the need for having to keep making glass bottles and creosote and everything like that, because, you know, this is all lovely, but it has absolutely no purpose whatsoever. We can't exchange it for anything. Nothing we're actually doing at the moment needs it. Yes, we've got 18 stacks of the stuff, so if we do ever come to a point where we need creosote, we have it. But yeah, as it is at the minute, we don't need it. So I haven't got it. Grab these. Let's have a look at this. There we go. Load more. Wood and apples. This is great. This is just a nice way of me just being able to continue sort of feeding the MC into here. So the apples, they're fine. They can go in. We can get some of the wood in there as well. We'll exchange that for a few more blitz rods. As we will do those. Grab those for bones. Perfect. We are rapidly running out of space here. Do you know what? I'm going to take this bone meal out of here because let's be fair, we don't really have a shortage of it now, do we? So if we need bone meal, we can just get bone meal as easy as anything. So I will put that into our chest here. We'll hold that. Is that a little something kind of taking a pounding? Oh, there is. All good. Everything we gather up, if we can get it. Ah, it's too far away. Never mind. Gonna say it's all potentially MC. So yeah, so I need to carry on trying to get an Enderman. I've had them spawn in here, especially when it's raining, and I've got my little 9 blocks of oak wood there, which I'm using to try and make the little cover, so I can look at them and aggro them, get them come over, and then try to hit them for pearls. But so far, we have had no joy. Okay, so the only other thing that I wanted to do was actually try and do a little bit of something with this for enchanting purposes. And same with this one, it needs to have a book and quill. So we'll grab ourselves a book out of our chest here. We'll grab our ink sac and our feathers, and we'll very quickly put together a book and quill, which I believe we can learn, and I'm pretty sure it has to be a book and quill actually, but let's go and learn this anyway, because I don't think we've learned it yet. While we just double check on this. So yeah, it is a book and quill, and then you need items, and that will give you your enchanted books. So depending on the level that you look for, will depend on the amount of resource that you actually have to put with it. So you can get XP boosts when you're killing stuff. Auto smelting, so that's kind of handy, I suppose, if you're out and about, but we don't need that. Fire protection is pretty good, but obviously we don't have any blaze powder at the moment. Dark steel, well, we have made dark steel, so we could get protection put on our armour, which could be quite good. Feather falling, I think, is probably for me, and probably the easiest thing is feather falling. So I might actually try. How many levels do we need for that? 36 levels. Now I think you can go straight to level 3 on that, or is it level 4? But let's go book. Oh, we have no EMC at all. Awesome. Right, let's grab ourselves a bunch of wood out. Which certainly this will be enough for what we need. Book and quill, there we go, one of them. And we need, what, 36 levels, was it? I knew there was a reason that I kept all of this. There we go. Now hopefully we should be able to go straight to this. So put our book in there. Is it 4 feathers? 4 feathers. 36 levels. Perfect, there we go. So we have feather falling 4, which is brilliant. So that will be able to save up. And to be honest with you, I haven't really got the decent armour for that now. But it's kind of a thing, is like we're collecting all of this XP up. Why don't we actually put it to some use? So that could be very cool. Now, ultimately, I think I've said in previous episodes, I want to try and get the XP obelisk rather than having those stupid tanks there, which kind of take up unnecessary space. The obelisk? Yeah, so this here, the experience obelisk. But we need solarium, which is where we need soul sand. So again, we are... now we have the induction smelter. That's pretty cool, so we can do that at least. That we could have done in the auto smelter by the looks of things. But yeah, we need to find that kind of item. Yeah, there's loads of bits there, isn't there, for the stuff that we're doing. Now this one I believe is now finished, so we can take that out of the way. And maybe what we'll do is let's just set up another chest here, and we can start putting some enchanted books as we get the levels in there, ready for enchanting up some decent armour when we're at a point where we're out of the iron stuff, which would be cool. But there we go. That is the episode. So yeah, we've done a couple of extra little bits there, which is good. Another machine closer to our industrial grinder, which is taking us closer to our quarry. But yeah, we'll just have to kind of keep grinding away on that and sort of try to find ways that we can sort of get everything up and running. But for now, guys, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we shall see you in the next one. Take care.